Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of This Is Our Life. Okay, this video, sorry about that, people. This video is specifically for people on a particular Facebook group. I'm not going to say the name of the Facebook group because I don't want them to get a bunch of trolls. Yeah, hate and that's because believe me.
They get pissy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I will say this much. It is a New Hampshire page. I mean, it's a page that deals expressly with New Hampshire or New Hampshire issues. As for anything more, I'm not going to say. So where do I start? You know, I am going to share that video that I shared on the page about Ian thinking that 5-year-olds can have relations with adults. I'm going to share and share and share some more because people need to know what's going on in Keene. Don't think it's just Ian Bernard, who sometimes calls himself Ian Freeman. What?
I wouldn't put it past Garrett either.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If you didn't hear my wife, either one of us would put it past Garrett to believe the same kind of nonsense. If he does or not, I don't know, but we wouldn't put it past him. I mean, my goodness. I mean, again, where do I start? Because I mean, having all these things running around in my head, and it's like, okay, so Ian Bernard is, what, 33 or 34 now? He started sleeping with his girlfriend when she was 16, that he admits to, but a lot of us believe that she was 14 when he started sleeping with her. There are pictures of her at the CAC, the Keene Activist Center, the Keene Activity Center, the Church of the Sword. I mean, they keep changing their name, you know, for good reason.
Wasn't she drinking in that one day?
Yeah, yep. She was drinking, 14 years old, and she's drinking at the CAC. And I mean, you can go on to a variety of pages on YouTube, on Facebook, and elsewhere, and find those pictures, unless they've managed to take them down, which, you know, frankly, they probably there's so many of them that they could never take all of them down. And somebody somewhere has saved them. But
good.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've been lied to. We've been lied to in a variety of ways. We've been lied to straight to our face, saying yes when something was no, or no when something was yes, so to speak. We've been lied to through omission, just not informing us, even though people knew things. The violence in Keene by the Keene activists that claim to be so peaceful.
On themselves.
Yeah, and that's the... Sorry, people, that was a moth. We get these pantry moths up here. My goodness, I've never seen them before. Oh yeah, I mean, pulling guns on people, pulling knives on people. I mean, and they're so peaceful. Well, they claim they believe in peaceful evolution. If you listen to Free Talk Live, they talk about peaceful evolution. There's nothing peaceful about those idiots. And, you know, and in my opinion, Ian Bernard is not a sociopath, not a psychopath. I don't think he's that smart, frankly. But he's a narcissist. He's a narcissist. I mean, what else can he be? He runs an underground or guerrilla or whatever you want to call it radio station. You can only pick it up for a short distance. But he has it on the internet, so you can listen to a show on the internet. And I'm not going to say everything he says is wrong or everything he says is bad, because a lot of it, frankly, is really good stuff. But when you say a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, 10-year-old can have relations with an adult, consensual relations with an adult.
We're not even think about that with my child.
And Ian, you're supposed to be going to prison for what, 2 years? I guarantee you, boy, I guarantee you that I'm going to send letters to as many of those prisoners in that jail that you're in, or that prison that you're in. And I'm going to give them a transcript. I'm going to type transcript of that one particular episode of your radio show, so people know about it. His co-host is a convicted killer. He was convicted. He was convicted in Florida of murdering him, participating in a murder. He and his friend. And Mark, you followed your friend and you committed a murder for him, or with him, and now you're doing the same. You're following Ian. Do you not get it? You're a convicted killer and you carry a gun. Excuse me, are you even allowed to be around guns? No. What about so-called gun church on Sundays when people go out to your property and shoot? You're not even supposed to be around guns. You're a felon, a convicted felon. To say a convicted felon is kind of redundant because you wouldn't be a felon unless you were convicted. So, anyway. The drugs. Oh, my goodness. I'm not just talking about medical cannabis. Well, you know, medical cannabis, okay, this is maybe a little difficult because I am one of those people that believes that, generally speaking, and not just with cannabis, but with a lot of issues, a lot of things are up to the individual, okay? If you're not hurting someone, which to me includes yourself, because you are a person and you are important, if you're not causing harm, then it's really nobody's business. But when you're sleeping with a 14-year-old or a 16-year-old and you're in your 30s, don't tell me you're not causing harm. Don't tell me that person is able to make that decision to participate in that of her own free will, because she's not. Socks, you see the moth, eh? So anyway, sorry, that's our cat.
Good, let her catch them all.
But yeah, people have pulled guns on people. There are some photographs of Cantwell, drunk out of his brain.
No, what brain?
Well, yeah, exactly. There you go. Exactly. What brain? With a pistol on his side, going up to some councilman or whatever. What do they call it here? Not council. Not city council. Selectmen.
Selectmen.
He goes up to a board of selectmen's house down the street from the CAC, and he's screaming and cussing. Come on, you.
He has the brains of a fly.
If you didn't hear my wife, I'll repeat it. You have the brains of a fly.
Just sit there for a moment. We'll swat you.
Yeah. And they will lie about people. Oh my goodness, the lies they tell about people. They have accused us of the things they're guilty of, but we don't participate in it. We oppose. Like Ian and children. He's accused us of that. We don't support that. We don't participate in that. He does. But we don't. But he's accused us of it.
You want him to believe that we do.
I mean,
oh, boy.
If we had the money, oh boy, let me tell you, boy, if we had the money, you would be sued like you wouldn't believe. But then again, we're not the kind of people that just go around suing people either. So, I mean, because I'm sure we could figure out a way to sue you for defamation or whatever. But then let's see. The other day I was we were in Keene, and I walked over to Walmart and then back to where I had been, and a group of them in their old jalopy circled the block, so to speak, filming me on their cell phone. Do you say filming on a cell phone? Is that
Oh,
recording on a cell phone, maybe? Anyway, I mean, I'm older than, you know.
clap, clap.
No, we
Clap
don't have.
on, clap off.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
Well, I think yours was a little too fast.
Anyway, I'm like, you have nothing better to do than to circle the block in your old jalopy recording me. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then there, you know, I mean, we go to the community kitchen, but we see you guys go to the community kitchen, the King Community Kitchen. Yet you oppose these, you claim to oppose these programs like Medicaid, Medicare, SSI, SSDI, food stamps, and so forth and so on. Yet you participate in them, and then your excuse is, well, we got to bleed the beast. Oh, nonsense! It's that you have psychiatric issues. That's why you're on the programs. You're not trying to bleed the beast. You're
If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't eat.
Yeah, you wouldn't eat, exactly. You would not be eaten if it weren't for these programs. Do you think that every time I see one of you or we see one of you at the market, I call it market, I need the grocery store or Walmart or wherever.
There is one that's called Market.
And that's true, exactly, true.
Market Basket.
Do you think every time one of us sees you, or if we both see you, that we acknowledge you? No. But why should we bother acknowledging you? You're a bunch of idiots.
Yep.
And, you know, so it's like, it's a really, frankly, a waste of our time. That's why most of the time we don't acknowledge you. I mean, why spend the mental and physical resources on acknowledging you when we have better things to do? It's like Stop Free Keene. The only issue I have with Stop Free Keene is
It's not real.
there's Stop Free Keene on Facebook that Ian and his group started,
No.
and they're pretending to be the actual group, Stop Free Keene. Stop the real organization, the real group. You attack people like me and my wife, and I'm sorry, but you know, if you're gonna use such derogatory language about people like us, why should I bother looking at your web page or your website? I mean, I'm just not gonna do it. You want to attack Ron Paul and Ron Paul aficionados, if you will, liberty activists. Look, this is another issue. The Free State Project, I will no longer call myself a free stater in the sense of a capital F, capital S. It's the same thing with libertarian. I do not call myself a capital L libertarian. It's a lowercase L libertarian, lowercase F and S free stater. Because I'm trying to think of her name now. She's from South Africa, and I can't remember her name. But anyway, you need to cut ties with the people in Keene. You know, what about the harassment of the meter maids? Harassment of crossing guards, elderly crossing guards. You scream and yell and cuss at elderly crossing guards. Excuse me. What is wrong with you people? You're insane. I'm not saying that it's necessarily right or wrong to, you know, live off of taxation, to live off taxes. I'm just saying you could be more polite about things. You know, when I read books like Common Sense, or books like when I read Henry David Thoreau, for example, like on Walden Pond. He wasn't just going out there and just being an a-hole, okay? When he protested, he wasn't just being a horse's patoot. What he was doing was he was protesting against very specific issues that were very important, like the U.S. war against Mexico, which my family died in, by the way, on the Mexican side, even though we're not Mexican, we're Irish. You can go look that up, do some research on that yourself. But another issue, USAA, because some people in the Free Keene, they actually, if you look at the Stop Free Keene website, look at what some of that they put up. The Stop Free Keene people put up like screenshots and things from the Free Keene website. They don't believe in peace. They don't believe in non-coercion. They are a very scary, very dangerous group of people. How many of you have pulled guns on each other? How many of you pulled knives on each other? How many of you have beat each other up? And you want to talk about peace? There's nothing peaceful about you. But they had USAA on here. I want to say something about that. I knew somebody whose mother had worked for USAA because their head office is in San Antonio. It's a huge complex. It's an insurance company for government employees. They fired her like a day before retirement. Yeah. The whole purpose of doing that was to not have to pay her the benefits that she was promised. Well, she filed a lawsuit and she won because it was not a legitimate firing. They fired her solely because they didn't want to have to pay her retirement benefits.
That's wrong.
Exactly. Well, see, they made that. If USAA did not want to do that, then they should not have made that agreement with her. So she was in the right. Period. USAA, they provide insurance to military and government employees and their families.
Everybody likes your laugh. What is it?
So anyway, I mean, and what about the meter maids? I mean, I could talk about the meter maids. Oh, and then they claim that we go on to various websites, me and my wife, and have fake profiles, and that we are basically spamming, not spamming, but basic trolling. That it's not us doing it. If anybody's doing it, it's Ian. Look at the Stop Free Keene website. Ian puts all sorts of nonsense up there, pretending to be other people. I'm like, look, I want you people over at Stop Free Keene to please understand that the Keeniacs, the Free Keeners, the so-called Robin Hooders, etc., they do not, under any circumstance, represent people who truly believe in freedom, who truly believe in liberty. My opinion, my view of cannabis, marijuana, pot, weed, herb, whatever you want to call it. Okay, this gets into my age. I'm from the 70s, man. Okay, I'm from the 70s, and there is actually a video I just made recently about my first experience with cannabis, and it was in the 1970s, probably 76, 77, probably 77. Generally, I don't like drugs. Okay, I mean, I had a friend who was a heroin addict, and I mean, that was sad. I mean, that was really, really sad. It was really sad. And I've never done heroin. I am never going to do heroin. I have no interest in that stuff. I've seen what it does to people.
Your neighbor.
Yeah. It's very possible that we have neighbors that do that. But generally speaking, I don't think anything is really the government's business. I mean, I have a very libertarian lowercase L.
It's my life. What's this
Yes.
concerning you for?
Yeah. At the same time,
Dipshit.
I care about people. It's like my friend who was a heroin addict. I cared about him. I still care if he's still alive. I still care about him. But in the end, he has to make the decision to get help or not get help. He has to make the decision to quit or not quit. And Ian, oh yeah, let's not forget Ian likes drugs. Has there are videos of him talking about that. He likes drugs. And you look at his face, he has the pot marked face. He likes drugs. But oh gosh, this is 21 minutes long. Bye.